Most AI series die before episode 2, and they die for the same reason. The lead who carried your first episode walks into the second one with a new jaw, a new hairline, a stranger's eyes. And episode 3 is worse because drift compounds. Every episode inherits the last one's errors and adds its own. So how do you keep characters consistent across a whole series? You stop generating your cast fresh each time and start referencing a locked one. That one change is the whole method. By episode 5 of my last microdrama, with a cast of 6, nobody's face had moved. So what is actually happening between episode 1 and episode 2? A video model keeps nothing between generations. Each new shot resamples the character from whatever references arrive with it and invents whatever does not. Video models do not come with consistency. Consistency gets supplied from outside on every shot of every episode, and supplying it by hand is grunt work. That is the half worth handing over. Invideo Agent holds every locked reference for the series in one place and attaches the right one to every shot, so the decisions stay mine and the bookkeeping does not. My choice, not an endorsement. Nobody paid for this video, and if different software fits your work, use that. So let's walk it from the beginning, because the geography is what matters later. Invideo.io, sign in, and the workspace opens. A project is the next step in, and the project is what puts you on the agent page, where every episode of this series was made. The first deliberate decision happens before a single image exists. A series gets exactly one project, and every episode lives inside it. References you lock in a project stay with that project. Split a series across projects, and you have split the cast's identity with it. I created mine as a microdrama, and creating its agent is a two-question interview. Who am I? The first answer is the role, and mine reads showrunner, because a showrunner is the one crew member who knows every episode. What should I know about you? The second answer is where you hand over your grammar, and that is the part people skip. The agent arrives with no house style of its own, so mine got the series Bible. The lensing references, the grain, natural skin texture, and no smoothing. Exteriors under 2 seconds. The agent works the way you tell it to work. So how do you cast a character who does not exist yet? The creative half stays yours. For each of the 6 characters, I wrote what I was after. Who she is, the era, the silhouette, the one detail I never wanted lost. My lead wears a thin silver necklace from her mother, and that is not decoration. It is how you recognize her. Then the agent takes the legwork, building that out across 2 image models and bringing the lineups back side by side. The agent never decides who my lead is. The judging stays with me, and it has one criterion. The keeper is whichever face survives being redrawn in every angle and every costume. So how many reference options do you actually need? The options come back in batches of 4, and 4 is the discipline. 4 options of every cast member. Pick one, lock it before a frame of video exists. For the boutique scene, I asked for wardrobe options and 19 came back. The scene used 1. Locking is the part that matters. A locked reference stops being a suggestion and becomes the answer to what this character looks like. All 6 locked. Before episode 1, locking the images is half the lock, because the words drift too. So, what is a descriptor glossary? A short list of exact phrases for each character, written once, pasted verbatim into every direction that mentions them. Tousled dirty blonde hair stays tousled dirty blonde hair in episode 5. Not sandy, not fair, not honey-colored. Paraphrase is where drift starts, because every synonym hands the model a fresh roll of the dice. A glossary reads, boring on purpose. Boring is what identical looks like from the inside. Everything locked so far lives in context. The tab inside the project that works as the production's single source of truth. Invideo Agent stores the cast, the locations, and the props in context, and attaches the right reference to every shot, so I never have to remember which one. Adding a character mid-series is one line in the chat, and the update lands in context rather than in my head. On shot 40, nothing depends on me remembering shot 12. Costume changes are where most series lose the thread. so every costume gets its own sheet, keyed to its episode. My lead's episode 5 sheet is a rust polka dot wrap dress. Her wedding dress carries a separate sheet of its own. Why not one master sheet? Hand a model 2 looks on a single reference, and it averages them into neither. Every costume sheet derives from the same locked face, so identity holds while the wardrobe changes. So, what is an anchor frame? And why does a new location need one? For the boutique scene, I approved one more still before any video. My lead standing in the boutique itself. Final framing, final lighting, locked by version number. Identity and lighting are coupled. A face approved under soft daylight gets reinterpreted the moment a neon interior asks the model to relight it. Approve the two together once, and every clip of that scene inherits the pairing. One discarded video clip costs more than a whole folder of anchor attempts. So how do you make a reference survive into the moving shot? A start frame constrains the first moment of a clip and nothing after it, so a few seconds in, the model is guessing again. Reference to video is the stronger contract. The character and location references ride along through the whole generation. Between consecutive clips, I chained frames, feeding the final frame of one clip in as a reference for the next, alongside the sheets. Continuity across an episode is a relay. Every clip hands the next one its references. And what do you do with the options you did not pick? Generation grids come back into the notebook 4 at a time, and the strongest panels are promotable. Grid to anchor means taking the best generated panel and adding it into the reference set. The model has already proven it can draw that exact version, so later shots copy a demonstrated success instead of rereading a description. So, what do you do when a character drifts anyway? Drift arrives in one of 3 modes, and each names its own fix. Face drift, a jawline or an eye shape wandering, regenerate the sheet, relock, reattach. Costume drift, a dress changing its print between takes. Pull the flawed reference and relock that episode's costume sheet. Tone drift, skin reading differently in close-ups than in wides. Approve a photoreal close-up still, then generate the moving shot from it. In every mode, you correct the reference, never the shot. Correct it once, and the shots that already used it rebuild from the corrected version, so one fix travels backwards through the episode and forwards through the season. What actually broke on mine? A walk-on shoe clerk in the boutique got a quick lock instead of a full sheet, and her look changed between her 2 scenes. Background characters earn full sheets too. So the repair went in at the sheet and not at the footage. Build her properly, put her into context, and both scenes rebuilt from the corrected reference. The honest limits. 3 or more cast members in frame in fast motion is still a coin toss, and I cut around it, and none of this rescues weak writing. But 5 episodes in, the 6 people at the center of the show still have the faces they were cast with. So here is the whole series discipline in one pass. Cast every character across 2 models and lock one face of 4. Write the glossary once. Paste it verbatim. Give every costume its own sheet, keyed to its episode. Anchor each new location with the lead standing inside it. Generate reference to video, chain frames between clips, and promote your best panels into the reference set. Consistency across a series is inheritance. Every shot inheriting the same locked references. Invideo agent is where that inheritance lives, and attaching it, shot after shot and episode after episode, is the agent's job.